In a world of constant notifications, infinite scrolling, and algorithm-driven distraction, the ability to focus may be one of the rarest cognitive skills of the 21st century. Yet focus is not a personality trait. It is not something you are simply born with. It is a neurological function, measurable, adaptable, and trainable. Today, we examine the science of attention, how it works inside the brain, why it fails, and how you can deliberately strengthen it.
Welcome to SciCuriosID, where curiosity meets science.
Attention is not a single process. It is a coordinated system involving multiple brain networks. Research from institutions such as Harvard University and Stanford University shows that focus depends heavily on the prefrontal cortex, the region responsible for executive control, planning, and decision-making. Two major systems regulate attention. First, the executive control network, which allows you to deliberately focus on a chosen task. Second, the salient network, which detects what is novel, urgent, or emotionally relevant. When you attempt to concentrate on a report, a book, or a complex idea, your executive system works to suppress competing signals. However, every notification, sound, or new stimulus activates the salient network. The brain evolved to prioritize novelty. In evolutionary terms, distraction once meant survival. Modern environments overload this system. Digital platforms are engineered to trigger dopamine release, the neurotransmitter associated with reward prediction and motivation. Each notification provides a small, variable reward. This unpredictability strengthens habitual checking behavior. Cognitive research demonstrates that frequent multitasking reduces performance on tasks requiring sustained attention. Task switching is not efficient. It carries a measurable cognitive cost. Each switch forces the prefrontal cortex to reconfigure goals, inhibit previous information, and allocate mental resources again. Over time, repeated switching trains the brain to expect interruption. Attention is also metabolically expensive. The brain consumes significant energy during sustained cognitive effort. When mental fatigue increases, the brain defaults to easier stimuli, typically fast, rewarding, low-effort content. This is not laziness. It is an energy management mechanism. Yet here lies the central scientific principle, neuroplasticity. The brain rewires itself according to repeated behavior. Circuits that are used frequently become stronger. Circuits that are neglected weaken. If distraction can be reinforced, so can focus. So how do we train attention deliberately? First, monotasking. Working memory performs best when limited to a single demanding objective. Training yourself to complete defined focus intervals, for example, 25 to 45 minutes, strengthens executive control. The key is consistency. Each uninterrupted session reinforces neural stability. Second, reduce environmental triggers. Remove digital cues before beginning deep work. Silence notifications. Place devices out of reach. The absence of external signals reduces activation of the salient network and lowers cognitive friction. Third, mindfulness practice. Structured attention training, such as focused breath meditation, improves attentional stability and reduces mind wandering. Even brief daily sessions have been associated with measurable changes in functional connectivity between attention-related brain regions. Fourth, biological foundations. Sleep directly affects prefrontal regulation. Even mild sleep deprivation impairs sustained attention and decision-making. Regular aerobic exercise increases cerebral blood flow and supports neural resilience. Focus is not purely psychological, it is physiological. Attention behaves like a muscle, but only metaphorically. More accurately, it is a dynamic network shaped by reinforcement. Each moment of sustained focus strengthens synaptic pathways. Each moment of impulsive switching strengthens the opposite pattern. The question, therefore, is not whether you can focus. The question is what you are repeatedly teaching your brain to prioritize. Focus is not disappearing in the modern world. It is being redirected. The same neuroplastic mechanisms that allow distraction to flourish also allow discipline to grow. If your brain rewires itself according to what you repeatedly do, what are you training it for today? Let me know in the comments, what is your biggest obstacle to sustained focus, distraction, fatigue, or motivation?
Thanks for watching SciCurious ID. Until next time.